Hey y'all, it is Talk Tuesday.
It is.
It is great to be back. I feel like last week was just wow.
It was. Yeah, we were on for 2 hours.
I really hope those people show up again because I really want some insight. We had some good discussions last week.
Two big good discussions last week. I mean, well, you know what? We didn't even get to cover our topic.
I know, which was crazy. We probably should have done that this week.
We should have done that.
But it's okay. Hey y'all, good to see you.
Hey, really, dude.
Really, dude is already here.
Yes, he is.
Hey, how are you, really, dude? How is dating life in North Carolina? I don't see him. Where is he?
Right here. Hey.
Oh, he's on
TikTok.
your thing. Okay,
Good.
cool.
Hey, and thank you for liking my video. We appreciate it.
Hey, y'all. Good to see everybody. It is Talk Tuesday. What have y'all got going on this week?
A lot.
Like what? What's been going on?
Well, what about you?
Oh, man, just coming back from vacation.
I see your tan line.
I know. Can you see my tan
right
line?
here? Yeah.
I know, man. I got a real tan, y'all.
She got a tan line. Y'all,
I know my makeup is not exactly matching, but you know, you got to do what you got to do.
Do what
I'm not buying new makeup, so it's going to have to blend in.
Do what you got to do.
Y'all, today's topic is very interesting because a lot of singles out here, we're trying to get it right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's not working.
Hey, young Jesus.
Hey, young
not
Jesus.
Yet.
Grandma said, hey, young Jesus.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
No,
Jesus.
Jesus is with us, but he's not joining the podcast that way.
North Carolina, working in bowling.
You're doing what?
He's working in bowling.
Who is that?
Hey, really do. Hey,
Hey, Mark, thank you for joining us today. Today we are talking about, hey, listen, ladies and men.
Oh, my God.
Are you being a wife with no ring, and what does that look like? How can you, in your dating life, how do you decide, like, I can do this and I shouldn't do that? We need some male perspective here. Come on now.
Let me tell you.
Hey, MV, thank you for liking the live. Thank you for tuning in today. We come on here Tuesdays at 12 noon and we talk about it. And Facebook, we love you guys. We have not forgotten.
This is on there. Hey, you guys.
Which one's Facebook?
This one's Facebook.
Okay.
That's TikTok.
Oh, gotcha.
We're getting it.
Good.
So listen, how many of you guys have been guilty of pretending? I hate to say pretending.
Hey,
playing
G2G. Okay, G2G. Thank you for tuning in. Herbert, thank you guys for joining in today. What are your thoughts, people?
I know that, MV.
What are your thoughts?
Not married.
That's funny. Hey, listen, seriously, this is what we're talking about today. How are people supposed to date now and show that you have good intentions, but not transfer into being a wife?
Well, you know what?
The
problem is a lot of these women are putting too much effort into being a wife. They're trying to prove themselves.
What's the balance though?
I don't know.
From a male perspective, what's the balance?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they're really, I know there is a balance. I don't know how you achieve that balance.
Well, what is it? I mean, because it's very important that we find
last week
it.
we talked about the whole sex before marriage thing, right?
Right.
Y'all know that you're not supposed to do that. God don't like it.
But how many people are really doing that, though?
Do that.
Are not doing that. I know I'm not. I understand, but how many people out here are really doing it?
I don't know, but I've decided to do it the right way. Because you know what? If you do it God's way, you can't go wrong.
Right.
If you do it God's way, you can't go wrong, right? Y'all know, hey, you guys, you do it God's way, you cannot go wrong. Hey, John, you can't. Mm-hmm. So my whole thing of it is I've decided.
Yeah.
What is it? What's the saying they say in the old church, the old black church, the old Negro spiritual church?
I don't know what
for God I live and for God I die.
Is that
my grandma used to say?
But how do you? Hey, Jay Peeps, thank you for joining in. Today is a really hot topic today because we are single, so we are dating. So it's very intriguing to talk to other ladies that are single and dating too.
Sis, we gotta talk. We're dating intentionally.
Oh, that's facts.
Because see, last week when they were on here, they were talking about they want to test drive cars and stuff. And the last time I checked, I hadn't went in for no oil change. So that doesn't apply to me. They want to look under the hood and check the tires before they buy.
Let's talk. MV. We don't want to miss your comment. When you marry and other people, like when you're saying you both evolve, it ends in divorce. Whoa. What does that mean?
He said we both need to be on TV. Thank you. From your lips to God's ears, we believe in him for that. We really are.
MV, we wanted to, and are you a male or female? We're not sure. Can you let us know? Because we want to hear your perspective today. We want to understand from your perspective, and dating, how do women have the fine balance of I want to be a wife one day, but I don't want to, I'm a girlfriend or I'm just dating you now. How do you have the fine balance?
You know what? I think what we do, and
You're
I
a male.
I've been
Okay,
guilty
he's a
of this.
male.
Okay,
So we definitely want your
thank you.
perspective.
Yes, we want your perspective. Who dates unintentionally? Why are you dating if you don't want a relationship? Hey, I asked that same question, but there's a lot of jokers out here that's just dating, and I say jokers. They not trying to do anything. They got their intentions.
But you know what? I think if they're honest up front, then that's fine.
There are some that are honest up front, then there are some that are not.
Are you men and women? Are you guys talking about how you're dating? Are you saying I am intentional? I do want this. I do want that, or you just kind of going with the flow?
I don't know. You know, probably going with the flow. Oh, y'all share.
Yeah, please share today.
Share live.
Yes,
We
please
appreciate that.
share.
We appreciate that.
Thank you.
You know what I think? I think that
Thank you so much, Shelley.
we are like we're nurturers by nature.
We've got to get Herbert's comment. Thank you. You cannot be something you haven't seen or experienced. Marriage and period has no manual. You may not have had that firsthand, but doesn't mean you can't learn to be that, correct?
That's true.
You know?
Well,
you
I
have
like
a list? Okay, what's the list? Elegio, what's your list? Are you saying, what's he saying?
I don't know, but we've got over here that says practicing and time management. And when I tell
prioritizing, you need your glasses. It's okay. Prioritizing.
Oh Lord, I can't see.
It's prioritizing.
Ooh,
so what?
Are these?
What does that mean, though? What does that mean when you're saying prioritizing? How do you prioritize as a girlfriend? I'm a girlfriend or dating you. I can be a wife, but what are the things that I can do and I shouldn't do if I'm just dating you?
Personally, I think you might want to be a thought. That's what seems.
What?
A thought. You know what a thought is?
That girl, that hoe over there. What are you saying about?
That's what these men are looking for. They not
looking for men. Whoa, cheeks. Is that true? Are you saying that?
Who on here are practicing thought? Anybody on here practicing thoughtism?
Oh my God!
Anybody?
What is happening here?
Kareem, anybody practicing thoughtism? I want to know.
Are you?
No. Girl, you like made me cuss. No. But I'm serious. A lot of these dudes, the women that they looking at, they got a little bit of thought in them.
Let me make sure I understand this. So you're saying they're choosing them because
they practice thoughtism.
What is practicing thoughtism? That's
y'all know who on it. So I said, what is it? Thoughtism. THOTISM. Thoughtism.
Herbert, let's talk about Herbert. Marriage isn't working lately because we have a lot of broken homes. I agree that there are a lot of broken homes and people. I'm gonna tell you what can I tell you what I think? People don't understand what covenant means.
No, they don't.
They don't understand that the trials and errors that come with marriage they're designed to make you grow stronger and have a threefold cord that should not be broken. So they may not have never experienced that or seen it, but doesn't mean that you can't have it. But I just don't think people understand what covenant means.
They don't. And I'm laughing because I really did.
Hey, Kareem.
What is him? He said he gonna go check.
He said thoughtism.
Thoughtism is a word. I just made it up. Be Googling it.
Elegio, a list of things I took for my woman.
Alehio.
We not saying we sorry.
So, look, see, there are some facts. That's facts about the
covenant. A list of things I look for on a woman to be my wife. Can you share with us what that list is? Because do they have to share? What's going on? What? Do they have to exude that before you'll consider it? What happened?
Listen to this. MV said that they married for love
30 years ago,
and today it's a business partnership. But do you think when you get married, it's a little bit of partnership? Okay, let's talk about strategies because when I think about business, we're business owners. Yeah. Y'all need real estate? Give us a shout out. We got you. But I think about from a woman. Do you think that some of these people that are women that they're doing it out of a strategy, they're trying to show their wifeism, y'all, I'm making up words, to show that they're worthy or that, it's a strategy. Do you think dating is strategic?
It has to be. Honestly, why would you, what do you mean, is it? Yes. You should be dating, it should be strategic. You shouldn't be just spending time with anybody if they are not of the caliber that you're believing God is for you. So why would you spend time with someone that isn't in line with what you're believing? And I know the process,
Okay.
you have to figure that out. But why would you, if you know
So-
certain traits about somebody already, why would you
So-
continue to be with them?
Huh?
My husband didn't want.
He got a brother.
You need to
She
read the
said
comments.
my husband didn't want me to work. I said, you got a brother. Hey,
That's funny.
Share, you guys. Make sure you share.
Hey,
It's 100%
thank you, Kevin.
partnership.
Thank you,
Yes, it
Eric.
is. It is.
Partnership means
It
teamwork. We walk as one. Eric, you're so on
Hey,
point
Rob.
right
Hey,
there.
Frank.
But when you're
Hey,
dating,
Felicia.
how do you differentiate? This is a person that I can walk in partnership with. What should how can you walk in partnership before you get married?
I think that you can, but I
Yeah.
think it's such a fine line.
I know, and that's why we're talking about this today, because we're excellent partners. You know what I'm saying? We're
Yeah.
excellent partners, but how do you differentiate? This is just a part, because this guy said after 30 years it's
True
just a
love.
partnership.
Hey, Austin. Ooh.
But how do you keep the love back in? I think people stop dating. You got to continue
Yes.
creating memories together, doing things together that
Hey,
are
love,
mutually
sweetie.
beneficial. And I do
You have
think,
to. But
yeah.
as women, I think sometimes we start making a home with a person
Yeah.
that we are not supposed to be doing wifely things for.
Ooh, Herbert says,
And it's so true. Hey, what did Herbert say?
so does God designate a woman for you, or he gives you the right to choose? Okay, so this is just my personal thought. He gives you the right to choose because God gives us choices.
Hold on.
What?
Somebody talking about who's the stud. Well, I can tell you, certainly ain't you. How about that?
We're not.
Get your
we're
off my
We
line.
are heterosexual, and we are not a
Proud
couple.
of it.
Are you serious now? Boy, bye.
Boy, bye. Well, I know he ain't. Look, I know he
Silly.
ain't the stud. Definitely, if you can't recognize one, you sure ain't one.
The
Bye,
pro-
boy.
okay.
Get off here. Go
No,
ahead.
now.
Back to what we were talking
Wow.
about. We know
Anybody-
you
that's
know
funny.
what? He ain't got nobody playing house
Yeah.
with him. He don't have nobody playing house.
Okay,
I'm sorry,
okay.
nobody
So
playing
I'm gonna
house
tell you
with
what. You check what's on Facebook.
Be
Then we're
real.
gonna divide out these comments because we're missing people.
Hey,
Mateo
y'all.
says she wants 6 figures. Are you saying the person that you're choosing wants you to have 6 figures? Invest in roots, not branches.
I love it. That's it.
Thank you for joining in again, Cheeks. You are on point.
Well, that Cheeks be on it. He really do-
What
oh
is
my
that,
God.
John?
Be real.
If I'm saying it wrong, I'm
my
sorry,
God.
but it talks about the vine and the branch
How do you know?
being connected to the vine.
That's it.
Yeah,
Look,
John 15:5, I think.
what? And then really do just said be real.
Oh,
Be
Mateo
you,
said-
don't be a chameleon or a Decepticon.
What happened?
He said, really do said be yourself. Be real.
Yeah.
Be you. Hey,
I agree.
Bridget.
I agree.
100%.
So every woman wants a 6-figure man. LOL. We don't we? But that doesn't distinguish a
Okay,
man
but
to
ask you a
us.
question.
What?
Why? You know what I want? I don't necessarily have to have.
Yeah,
I don't want a
provider.
6-figure man. I want a high value man.
We talked about that last
We
week.
talked about it last week. See,
And
this is
break
the thing.
that
Why
down
do you
for
want
them.
6-figure?
No,
Let's-
break that down for him.
Okay. A high value man is someone that first of all recognizes who he is in Christ, knows how to demonstrate that love, understands covenant and commitment. A high earning man is a 6-figure man. And what I found is a lot of times with them, some of them do not prioritize you. They are so wrapped up in themselves. They are wrapped up in ego.
comments. Y'all are funny.
That's it. Do you want a man or that is a steward? Exactly.
Yes,
Because you
absolutely.
can have a man that makes $50,000 or $60,000.
And he'd be a great steward
And
over
be a
his
great
money,
steward.
yeah.
And y'all living better than a 6-figure man. Usually what I
Absolutely.
found, and I've dated guys that are high earners, and they've been good dudes. However, what I understand is there's a different set of problems
Yeah.
that come along with
That's
that.
facts.
And
That's
that
facts.
is just facts.
That's fact. Ellie, I'm sorry. He says women nowadays want wife benefits, but no wife obligations.
Dudes, wait a minute. But dudes want the benefits and they don't want to give you the ring.
Speak now.
So
Let's talk
why
about
should
that.
I have an
Yeah.
obligation to be a wife?
Facts. I mean, it goes both ways.
You know what I mean? God calls us to be a steward of His money.
Hello.
Regardless of the amount. Amen.
So
Amen.
Say
Who
that. Said that? Because thank
really
you,
do?
thank you. Really, dude, you own it today.
Facts.
As usual. We
As
appreciate you
usual,
so much.
yes.
Because people don't really realize that. We don't. A true woman of God doesn't value somebody based upon how much money they make.
What? Somebody said, should I keep my money to... Hey, Eric says, should I keep my money to myself till we're married? But you,
no. Well, let me explain something. I think that's a miss, because if you are really considering someone to be married to, you're going to have to share your credit, what you make, how you spend your money. So you're going to have to be very transparent, because the intent is for us to come together as one. So you can't share this information with everyone, but someone that you have as a potential person, you have to share that. Wouldn't you want to know from them?
So Eric said just a push. Okay.
Oh yeah, we're going in, huh?
Okay.
No.
Yeah. It's oh my God! It starts with somebody say, "Oh hey!" It starts with self-love, self-correction, and being whole and full of love. First,
thank you guys for these comments. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Let's
Lady G.
King Tay, tell the truth. You can't design the figures, understand the movement on, and move accordingly of God's timing and not yours. That's facts. I think a lot of times we are so vested in what we want when we want it. We are not asking God what his will is for us. So I love that.
Wait. He said the statement you made is contradictory to what you say on live. Okay, which one? Which statement?
What's he saying?
No, I want to know which statement somebody says is contrary or contradictory to what
We're not sure what you're saying, so go deeper, Ronald. We'll address it. We're not afraid of that. Men keep saying that we bring to the table. We are the table.
How about everybody bring what they have and you build a table together? Why everybody always got to talk about what you bring to the table?
Someone has said that again. Thank you. I'm going to have, at least Neil, I appreciate that.
You get it all the time.
I get that a lot. That's like the fourth or fifth time someone said that.
You look like
Thank you. I think she's cute. She's pretty. Thank you. Well, I'm not sure what the bun comment is, but I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I got you, Ronald. So we don't have him. We want to make sure we understand what he's saying, so we can make sure
You need to focus more on what you are able to give and not what you're able to get. That's
true. That's true.
That's facts.
And I think it does start with your whole internal joy. I think God has promised us in his word, the joy of the Lord is his strength. He has not promised us that happiness all the time. Mm-hmm. So I think you're saying, I think I understand what you're saying. You have to have joy within yourself. You have to know who you are as a person and what you want to contribute. But the question here on the table is, are women out here now going more into a wife role without getting the benefits of being the wife? That's the question.
I'm trying to actually I want to get Ronald's comment because I really want to address it. That's basically what I mean. So somebody said men want the benefits, women want the benefits. A man bring out. I can't see that, y'all. It's going so fast. Bring up a why on.
And she don't have her glasses on. I apologize for that. Men want the benefits. Women want the benefits. A man brings why. But on y'all's terms. I think that goes both ways, though. I think men and women have terms that they are looking for, and they want it the way they want it. And I think that goes for both men and women.
What about
I could be wrong, but I think that goes for both men and women.
Yeah, both couples should give equal. Definitely, I agree.
No, we're not married at the time. Like, y'all not married yet? No, we're not. Yeah. Definitely pray for us, because we don't want to pick wrong. We don't want to choose wrong. We want God to choose for us. So pray for us. But you know what? Not everybody can pray for us right. So I don't know what hopefully you pray that God's will be done. That's what the prayer we need. That is the prayer.
Oh, wow.
Robert, let's see. Robert, I don't want to miss you. Is it Robert or Ronald? Robert, relationships now are just mostly contracts. And they should be covenants. Robert, why do you think they're contracts? Do you think people are on the come up all the time? Could you elaborate a little bit? Ronald says, what about the benefit of a husband? Ronald, what about it? We want to talk to it. What do you mean?
Oh, we should do a podcast with two similar guys.
We would love to.
We would love to
Eric,
do that.
We would love to do that. Eric, do you know any two guys that we can go back and forth with? Because we want, and sometimes we have men on here. Anybody want to jump on and talk about it?
Thank you, MV. He said he praying we find a great husband.
Thank you.
He got to find us. Remember, we got to do it.
Jasmine, yes, a lot of men want roommates, wanting their wives to be their equal financially, but want her to be the head of the. Oh, Jasmine, yes, you done said that. Are you experiencing that in your dating life if you're dating? Because that's a big miss. Because if we're just looking for a roommate, you don't need a wife. You don't need that.
When I tell you what you give a woman she will multiply equity. Amen, chicks.
Exponentially. You better say it.
That's
a man
it.
who findeth a wife obtaineth a good thing and obtaineth favor from the Lord. That is Proverbs 18 and 21 or 22. So it's a 22. So you need to know that. And men need to understand that. Yes, he said, Emmanuel says, know your worth, ladies. Jasmine says, I'm married now, but had a bunch of fools I dated before. And I'm sure you got some girlfriends that may be single that are encountering what you encountered when you encountered the fools before. Okay, so you're absolutely correct.
So Ronald said, why is it that he has to find you? Why not you find him? That's something I have never figured out.
This is on my notes.
You take that up with the Lord.
Well, hold on.
I mean, that's just what the scriptures say. You had to say, hey.
You know when we
That's
saw this,
above me now.
Remember we saw this TikTok and we saw that a woman proposed to a man? Remember that?
Oh, I
think that's out of line.
I'm not doing that.
I think that's. Do y'all agree with that? Because that goes on to what he was just saying about a woman finding. Do you all agree that a woman should ever propose to a man? We are against that.
I'm not gonna do that.
That is ridiculous.
Why would you do? You know why? Because you don't know if does he really want you?
Ronald, I want your comment on that. Ronald, are you thinking that it's okay since you're kind of saying women can find men? Do you think women should approach men? I really want to know what your thoughts on this.
You ain't gotta approach him. All you gotta do is give him that glance.
But he's saying. But what I want to know what Ronald's saying, because Ronald's basically saying, why does the man have to find you?
Oh, you must be really sought out.
MV
proposed 4 times.
No,
he said I've been proposed
to 4 times. Women propose to you?
Oh my God. I can't.
MV. She had to get up out of her seat.
I got out.
Oh Lord. Okay. MV, we want to know more about that. The granddad, one key for women is to figure out why you keep attracting the wrong person for you.
Amen.
Granddad, you done said that. Granddad, have you been on with us before? If not, we appreciate you joining in today. And if you haven't, if you were before, thank you.
Facts.
I think women have not done enough evaluation of that fact, because I think what you need to do is be a mirror to what you are trying to attract. Would you agree or disagree, Tina?
Bring what you're coming to get. Y'all know that's my favorite line. Bring what you're coming to get.
Because
that's it. So their house is not in order.
What's Emmanuel saying right here?
Spiritually,
hold on,
intellectually, and so on. Yeah, they're not in order.
Emmanuel, you're saying.
He's saying no. What he's saying basically is, if the woman is proposing, you're already out of order. You're
already out of order. That's out of line.
You're starting out on the wrong foot.
You rather know what I mean? She says, would you rather stay single or approach men? I guess single.
I'll stay single.
Okay, we answer that. Mike, let's see here. We're trying to get this comment, y'all.
Emotional maturity is what a lot of people lack as to why relationship. That is so true. Mm-hmm. Oh, Eric, that's facts.
And
that's
Mike,
facts.
you've done. Thank you, Mike Flavor Foodie. I love your name because we're foodies.
I can't see the part.
A woman is in waiting. The man findeth her. That's facts. That's biblical. That's why we say that. We're just going by the Bible.
If people would get back to the way God ordained things to be, we'd be in so much better shape.
Wouldn't we though?
He didn't make a mistake. He did make a mistake.
And he who finds us, you got that right. That's biblical. That's why we're saying that. So if we are believing God to be a wife, we shouldn't be out here hunting for a man. That's absurd.
I'm not doing no hunting.
No.
Only thing I'm gonna hunt is deer. Y'all, I'm a country girl. I'll hunt some deer.
No, thank you so much. No, we're both single.
Yeah.
But we're dating. So we appreciate you guys tuning in, because these are things that come up all the time in our discussion with our single friends. Even with married people that have been married for an extended time, these discussions come up and we always want to talk about it. And plus at my church, Concord Church in Dallas, Texas, shout out, had a huge, an amazing series called Pop the Balloon, of course, based upon the series that has happened, but a lot of great insights into dating, and being single, dating, what to look for in marriage, etc. So that's why we're talking about this today.
It's just a lot.
Yes, the granddad says you have to put yourself in position to be found. We're not going to break into your house. Babe, but you done said that.
Oh, I love it. We need to do a podcast, single men and single successful women.
Well, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, how do we get up? Come on, let's put it in our direct message how we do it.
Did I miss a blessing by not making a move first? That's a good question. If It'll come back.
Tim says, hey, he's a happily married man for almost 10 years in love, and you want to go live with us? Hey, what are you going to talk about? What do you want to talk about?
Bring you on.
We'll bring you. Don't play with us. We'll bring you on.
Do you hear me?
Okay, Ty, Tell the Truth wants to join the podcast. Okay.
Please.
Let's let him in.
We want a really good, strong male.
Okay, we're going to come back to TNT podcast. I'm going to invite one of you guys in too. So we're going to go to this platform first, and then we're going to go across the board today. So come on in. Is that who are we bringing in? Tell the Truth.
You sent in a request.
You want some relationship advice? Well, come on in. He wants. Oh, we don't know which one you are. Can we do them at the same time? Oh, we ain't never done two at a time. Oh snap! Somebody's coming on.
Okay, we've got that one too.
Can we?
How y'all doing?
Oh, we got two. We got two in today. Can y'all hear us?
Yeah, we can hear y'all.
Okay, so hold on. Let me turn y'all up so everybody
She's
can hear.
She's going to turn you up so everybody else can hear y'all too.
Is this turning up or down? Oh Lord. Is this up or down?
Hello.
Okay, that's down.
That's down. Go all the way.
Okay, all the way up. Here we go.
Okay, y'all. So we got two guests live.
Forever.
All right, so let's start at the top.
Forever.
You said what?
Tell the truth. What you got?
I'm gonna let the other gentleman go first because he came in first.
Okay, Tim, the handyman, I think.
Yes,
welcome
ma'am.
to the TNT podcast. We're happy to have you today. So, what are some comments that you want to share because we want to get some male perspective in here?
Honestly, I really don't have too many problems. I can't speak for other people out there, but God has blessed me with an amazing wife. We met each other in 7th and 8th grade.
What?
And
That's phenomenal.
And I was, that chubby, nerdy kid, and I couldn't speak to her at first, but we met back in 2014, and we've been married. We have 2 young boys, 2 young sons, and it comes a time where people have to understand. Men. I know a lot of men can relate. I've done my dirt out there. I haven't been, the best man.
Yeah.
But I found what God had for me. I posted a comment earlier that we have to grow into our crowns. We can't force a crown down onto our head. We have to grow into it because God will take his time and show us the world and show us things about ourselves and won't provide what we want until we're ready for it. So if you're walking around, if you're going to the well with a bucket full of holes,
you're not
putting any water back down that hill. You got to fix those holes within yourself before you're ready to receive God's blessing to bring that water back down. So I love the comments. I was flipping by and I was listening to y'all, and it really touched my heart just to hear y'all. And like I said, next year it would be 10 years. My wife and I have been married. We've been together for 12, and I married my best friend. And
that's beautiful.
So back to the topic at hand. When you were dating her, how was she able to exude to you that she'd be a really good wife without doing all the wife things? What were the key kind of characteristics that stood out to you?
The thing was that she was raised old school, so she was raised on how to take care of a man.
So what did that mean? What did that look like, though?
For me, it was, first of all, the most important thing was, especially when you're dating someone, like a tiger in the wild. Don't mess with the tiger. Let the tiger be a tiger. When I met her, I let her be her. Let me be me. I wanted to change to be a better man. She brought that out of me.
I love that.
So when you met her, she inspired in you to be better just because of who she was.
Exactly. So seeing that she had that old school, I want to take care of my man, I want to be the provider for my woman. She had that type of homeschool training. Even though her parents did divorce, she did have a positive male role model in her life to give her that feedback, that type of love and affection that a woman should get from her father. And sometimes a lot of women are lacking that, and that is sometimes the problem, and they don't know how to treat men.
How did she treat you? That's what we're trying to get to. Well, how did she treat you in the dating scenario that exemplified to you that she was wife?
Well, she was doing wifely type material. So
Right.
when we first started dating, you're not coming to my house. Nah, we weren't doing that. I learned I'm the youngest in my family, so I learned we're not doing that. So she was always there, so she was easy to talk to if I was having problems. Because I worked for Harris County Sheriff's Office, 10 years in law enforcement. I was shot in the line of duty, and during that time period, she was still there by my side. Things went wrong. I was out of work. She was there by my side. And this was before we had gotten married.
So she supported you when you needed her the most, basically.
Exactly. And so a lot of people, they would be like, oh, you don't need to be taking care of no man. But she saw the potential in me to know that I would recover.
Wow.
So it's not, we don't do 50-50. We do 100-100, because if you're
love it. Love it right there.
You.
That's it right
if
there.
you're only half in, you're never going to get anything accomplished. So the way that she treated me, she made me feel like a man. And now that's one thing that a lot of women, they have a hard time doing today, because there's so many independent women out there, and some of them have to be, that they won't let a man be a man.
I find that
That's
intriguing
facts.
when people say, let a man be a man when you're dating. You see what I'm saying?
I do.
When you're dating, what did she do when you were dating that exuded to you that she was letting you be the man?
Well, what she was doing was, once again, being that support. Hey, I don't want you driving at night. I want to be protective. She let me be the provider, the planner, the prayer. She let me be those 5 P's that a woman needs in her life.
What
So
are the
she-
5 P's, sir?
Yeah.
Let's let everybody know what the 5 P's are.
5 P's.
All right, so you got a provider, you got a planner, you've got a preparer, you've got a prayer, and then you've got
What's the last one?
uh
Did you say protector already?
Protector.
and protector. Yes, ma'am. So those are basically those 5 P's that basically every woman needs in her life, and that's she may be able to provide and do all that for her own, but those type of things is that a father should have done and given to her. That's what she needs. And
I love that.
when I was looking for a wife, I was looking for someone that I could look for that was like my mother. My parents, they've been married. Next year will be 40 years.
Oh,
I
love
blessed
that.
them with that.
Love that.
So I had an example to lead by.
Yeah.
So my mother, she was that woman. She, I'm not saying she fulfilled the womanly roles. She did what a woman was supposed to do. I'm not saying that, but she did. She cooked, she cleaned around the house. She took care of the children. My dad, he helped. He paid the bills. He took care of the family. He did everything that he was supposed to do. So a lot of people, they don't have that type of example in their life. God was good to bless me with that, with that etched in stone map where I didn't have to stray far. I could follow those examples.
I love
And
that.
it makes a
yeah,
difference.
It makes a huge
It makes
difference.
a
We
huge
appreciate you
difference.
sharing your thoughts today because, I think that's inspirational. I see the
Very.
comments on here. People are loving that. So thank you so much for sharing that. Do you have any insight for single women out here who are believing for a man like you? Before you leave, give some advice out here. And if you could, for the men as well.
I
Absolutely.
already took my notes.
Come on now. King said he took his notes. So we need some perspective. Because the Bible says you need to surround yourself with wise counsel. Okay.
Absolutely.
And so we're considering you who has lived it, is living it and being it, wise counsel. So please share some nuggets for men and women if you could before you leave.
So we've got married 39 years.
For my women out there, if you ran into bad men, you consider men dogs. Guess what? A dog isn't going to hump another dog without the female dog offering up first.
Ooh.
So please understand what you possess is a very powerful and a very beautiful thing, but don't settle. Have
Don't settle.
That's it.
have standards, because even though you may or may not have had that father figure in your life to show you unconditional love,
Yeah.
please know what that looks like. Understand what that looks like. Men, don't take advantage of a woman who's been brokenhearted by men. Someone who
Ooh, if
used
you
to
don't
do
say that again.
From someone who used to do that. I used to take advantage of women who I knew, single parent home. They didn't have that father. They've been through bad men. Hey, what's another one on the belt? I really used to think like that. And once again, my wife made me want to change.
We
So
have a guy over here that said, he says, my brother said a mouthful and
Kudos to you, my brother. That's what he said. Kudos to you.
Kudos to you.
Appreciate it.
We need more like that,
Yeah.
especially in our community.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely.
Definitely.
I'll be the first one to tell my story that I was never faithful in any relationship I was ever in
Until you met your
You
wife.
met your wife.
until I met my wife. She exploited, she gave me something different. I was, men, we want a woman to cater to our ego, sexually, things like that. But it's much more than that. We have to find somebody that speaks to us to all aspects of life, whether it's physical, mental, spiritual, and sexual. Let's not forget, all four are very important. All four are very important. Let's not kid ourselves.
That's it.
All four are very important, but they're all equally important. And if one is lacking, it doesn't work out.
Yeah,
It doesn't.
That's good. Well, thank you,
Thank
Tim.
you,
We
Tim.
appreciate. Where
Wow,
are you guys
wisdom.
located? Where do
He's
you?
Harris County, so you
In
Houston?
Dallas. I
I'm in
mean,
Houston. I'm in Houston.
well, we
Houston.
appreciate you.
Thank
We're in
you.
Dallas Fort Worth, so we appreciate you. We Texans. We love it.
Oh,
Thank you
absolutely,
for sharing
absolutely.
your insight and your wisdom today. It is a blessing.
Oh,
So
thank you, Robin.
I don't know if God sent you here, but I think He did.
I think you need.
Absolutely. And just
You
to
had a
say,
lot
I
more
am
to say.
only
We gotta-
36 years old. I want to bring that up as well.
How old?
I'm only 36. So.
Oh wow! I
Wow.
would have thought you were a little bit old. Not to say
That's wisdom.
That's wisdom, right? You can be wise at any age.
Wisdom.
But men, y'all hear that? He's wise and he's 36. It doesn't take you to be 86 to be
Nope.
wise. You can be wise at any
Yeah,
age, really.
Some of these 86-year-olds.
Come on now.
86-year-old fools.
All right, so we're gonna move over to King.
Thank you.
Y'all,
King,
God
thank
bless,
you so
God
much.
bless you.
God bless you and your wife. We appreciate you guys so
Yes.
much.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay,
Wisdom
King, what
for
you got?
real.
We're not asking you to top
Yes.
that because we're not gonna
Yeah.
try to put
Yeah,
that.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
I
I can't even
Yeah.
top it. I can't even top that. I had to follow the brother, but he had some good points up in there. See,
Yeah.
I'm 32 in the game, you heard me?
So let
So
me ask you: are you single or are you married?
I'm single.
Okay, so this is good. We got a married perspective and a single. So let's talk about your
Okay,
perspective.
so
Yeah.
when you're out there dating,
Mm-hmm.
what are you looking for to know if a woman is wife material, and what can she do?
Can I tell y'all the truth?
Yes.
I ain't never been on a date.
Huh? Okay.
wait. Okay.
Nah,
So that's why
I'ma
you on the
tell
show
you-
today, because you trying to get a date? What do you mean?
No, I ain't never been on a date. Meaning why I say that because the women out here where I'm at, they is so picky. They ain't used to men's actually asking them. Like I court women and ask them like, "Hey, you very beautiful." I say, "Are you busy? Like any plans?" And they be like, "Nah." I say, "You want to go on a date one day? I love to take you on a date, get to know you and stuff." They'll tell you no in a heartbeat.
Okay, so
Wow,
so
okay.
let's break this down a little bit. You 32.
hmm
Can I just ask a couple of questions that'll help? Because I'm in
But
this.
go
Um,
ahead.
all through high school, in your early adult years, you've never dated at all?
Mm-mm.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so
Okay,
let's get this
yeah,
right.
we're gonna
We're
fix it.
saying it. Okay, let me hold on.
So
This
yeah,
is the deal. So this is
I
what
think
I'm
that's what
thinking.
he's saying.
Okay, so no, he
He's
might
talking
be
about
on to
hook-
something.
yeah.
Because we have Kevin. Hey, Kevin, thank you so much. Kevin
Hey,
is
y'all.
saying,
Kevin, we coming to you
yes,
next. If you want to come
they
in,
do.
we're gonna come over to this platform in a
So,
minute.
hold on. He goes, yes, they do, and he said, I agree with you. So I think he's agreeing with you
About women don't want to date
wanna
anymore. They just
So
want to hook up.
Yeah, like my okay.
that role. I don't know.
Like my generation, like okay, I'll say it like this, you hear me? And I'll be 100 with y'all. A lot of women done rejected me.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? Like, oh, he ugly, oh, he this, he that, and stuff. And not too long ago, I had met a female out there in Dallas. I'm in Texarkana, by the way.
Okay.
So I met a female staying in Dallas. And like she like, can you stand up for me and let me see what you look? We on FaceTime and stuff. Cause we might can go work out some. She said, "No, you too fat for me. I don't want you."
Wow.
Okay, so let me
Wow.
address this. People really need to stop looking on the outside because you can nitpick anything on a person. I think you have to really get to know a person.
Okay, hold on, please. I got it because I talked through this. I got to talk through this with you. Okay, so let's talk about this for a minute. And I want to be very transparent. When men look at women,
They're visual.
They're visual. Women looking at men are visual as well. Would you agree or disagree?
Yeah.
Okay.
They
So
are.
the perceived notion may be you're not into health or fitness, correct? So then that's not a match for me, right? So I'm going to ask you, just you, do you base your attraction to the physical first?
I'm attracted to a woman's eyes.
Okay, so you have the thing. He liked the way her eyes look. So I guess he don't care about anything. It's
But
just the eyes.
because you want me to tell you something, and like people don't recognize the reason why I say I like a woman's eyes, because the simple fact is a woman hold a testimony with her eyes. And some men don't recognize women been through so much and all that. And when women vent, we don't look them directly in their eyes. Our mind will wonder something else. But if you look her directly in the eyes, you'll understand her better as a person.
And we understand that. So I think what I'm sorry you had that experience, but I think men and women get rejected all the time.
They do, but
You know?
really dude said he said I think people present different than who they are and focus on what they want
Wrongly.
strongly.
You said wrongly.
Is
You said wrongly, not
Is it
strongly.
wrongly?
Yes.
Okay, girl, I gotta get my glasses right.
Really do. She ain't got her glasses. I'm here though. I'm
Wrongly.
here though.
She got it.
I got you.
So I think maybe sometimes we could be fishing in the wrong hole.
Yeah, it's who you're selecting. I don't know what attracted you to her, right? But maybe beside the eyes, you need to pay attention to the heart.
When you know, okay, I'm gonna say this. Now I got a Facebook dating site, you heard me. And I mean I met one female on there and all that, but she was like how she was and stuff. She was like, no, you're not my type. I thought you were my type. And I be asking the question, I'm like, what is a type? Like, cause I don't get it. It's too many types. And I don't get it. Like, oh, my man gotta be dark skinned. My man gotta be this. My man gotta be that. And I be telling them it's not a type. It's about how God will move with y'all.
Check back with her in 6 months.
Well, look, the
So type
granddad
might
has some
change.
advice for you. It is a matter of healthy masculine confidence. There are women who will accept you as is. You just got to be
Yes.
perseverance and be diligent in finding that one. And I don't think people do this enough. I don't think before men approach women, they take it to God in prayer.
They don't.
They don't. They just
They
go
don't.
from what.
They
And I don't mean to be all like,
don't.
"Ooh, God, is she the one?" I'm just
They
saying,
don't.
when you are being very intentional, you need to be prayerful that God will bring you in the path of people that have the mutual characteristics and traits that you're believing God for. And it's not just about that physical piece. It's about the heart. It's about the character. It's about the integrity.
But the doctor just said something. He says you can never instantly be attracted to someone's heart. There has to be a visual
Yeah.
there first. I mean, my ex-husband says he told that to the
I mean,
to the
that's what I'm
pastor.
saying. So what I'm
Like,
saying
yeah.
is that person may not be for you
Yes.
because
Follow,
you
follow,
physically
share.
didn't fit what she needed.
Yeah.
But that doesn't, I know
Yeah.
plenty of women that's not their number one thing.
What?
How his size or how he
Really?
looks. That's not the number one thing.
It's all about how you are treated.
Oh,
So
okay.
I always pray about it.
Okay, we would love for the granddad to join us because you have done some amazing things, comments, but make sure on the TNT podcast or on FaceTime, we haven't forgotten anybody, please. Granddad, would you like to come on? Oh, we got 2 people coming on?
Oh, we got
No,
two.
we got
There's
two. There's two. I'm not sure what happened either. There's other people coming in, but we appreciate your comments.
Yes.
I'm so we not behind. We don't know. But my whole point is we're gonna be praying that God can connect you to the right person. Is this the granddad?
This is the granddad. Hey.
Dropping all those wisdom nuggets?
Yeah, this is me. If you can hear me, though, I wanted to make sure I'm coming
Oh,
through
we can
okay.
hear you loud and clear. Thank you for joining us today on the
Yeah.
TNT podcast. We're honored.
My pleasure. Listen, I just want to give 2 pieces of advice, one for the men and one for the women. For the men first.
Okay.
Men, honestly, you have to stop chasing women and pursuing women. What you have to chase and pursue first is your mission, your gift, or your purpose. You have to chase those, pursue those first. Root yourself in that. That builds your healthy masculine confidence. As an analogy, what you're doing is you're building a garden. And when you have a good, fertile garden, and you attract the right woman to your garden, She's going to plant herself in something that's fertile, and then she'll magnify and multiply what you've already put in place. So if you pursue your purpose, your vision, and your dreams first, you will not be able to stop the amount of women that you attract. Just ask Boaz. All right, so for the women,
Yeah, that's good.
women, I need y'all to understand something here now. I've heard some women say that the egg doesn't pursue the sperm, or I ain't pursuing no man. Women, the eggs actually do leave the ovaries and place themselves in a position
Position. That's
fertilize.
That's just fine.
So what I want you to understand through analogy is sometimes it's okay to be like a Ruth, to have an impeccable reputation, to put yourself in proximity, to make sure that when the right person comes up, you're already prepared. Something unfortunately that some women haven't experienced is they have not experienced healthy masculine love from a father figure, from an uncle, from someone in that role. They've never seen it in action. They haven't seen their mothers experience it, and they haven't experienced it. And sometimes when it comes along, it might look a little difficult. It might look like it has some expectations and some responsibilities that are required of you. And that is true. The relationships aren't all about you. You have to put in work, because that man who has self-respect and he values what he's done, he will drop you in a second if you're not putting in the right type of work to maintain a healthy relationship with him.
Can I ask you from your perspective, and for the ladies that need to hear this, what does that look like? Putting in the right work.
All right, excellent question. The first thing is to recognize that happy wife, happy life is the wrong piece of advice. It's happy spouse, happy house. So everybody has to take care of their responsibilities of making sure their mate is happy. Men have to do it and women have to do it. That's one. The second thing is, ladies, I'm going to tell you this with nothing but respect. I need you to learn how to control your mouth. Control your mouth. If your man is treating you wrong, if he's dogging you out, I'm not saying you're supposed to be quiet. No, that ain't what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is, if you got a man that's putting in the work, he has been consistent, he is doing what he's supposed to do to take care of his business. Don't argue with that man if he come home 5 minutes late, or he want to hang out with the boys one night, or if he asks you to cook something for him. No, if he's doing what he's supposed to do, pour into him too. He can't just pour into you. You have to replenish him. So that's what it looks like. It's not centering yourself as the focal point of the relationship. It's putting the relationship as the focal point of the bond.
This
is good.
This is really good.
This is really good. Can I just I don't know if you can see these comments, but someone said, hey, men, control your cheating. Can you talk to men about that?
Okay, so being disciplined and being a little mysterious is one of the most attractive things a man can have going for him. If a man's relationship or reputation is sullen by his community activities, y'all know what I'm talking about, he's going to still attract a certain caliber of woman, but the woman that can pour into him to cause increase won't go for it. She just won't do it. The young brother beforehand, he said that he had never been faithful until he met his wife. Notice that he said once he met his wife, how his life started working differently. Let that be a lesson. All you have to do is recognize that there is value in you keeping it to yourself, just like there is value in a woman keeping it to herself. Now, if you can't do that, just be honest with what you are trying to do in any relationship or situationship you get in. And that woman, given the choice, will either decide to engage or not to engage. But either way, that's a sign of masculinity, healthy masculinity. You can speak your truth and not be afraid and give someone the ability to date you or not and move forward.
And hold on, we've got some really good comments. There's one lady, I'm so sorry I didn't catch her name. She said, women have to stop accepting the cheating and
participating.
And then another one said participating. So, and I agree, because if it takes two people, if these women would stop taking the bare bone minimum, men have to have somebody to cheat with.
Now, ladies,
That's true.
ladies, I love that comment. Y'all do realize that women cheat more than men do, right?
That's what I hear.
We don't know. We ain't really say with women, so we don't know. But it takes some of the women that are willing to accept what that man is dishing out, even though he's in a relationship.
Because my grandma gave me the best advice
What your grandma
when I
said?
went through that first.
What she said?
My first.
It's true, and here's the part of it that as men we own.
You what?
We are better partners in a cheating relationship than women are. Most men who are accepting a woman cheating will play his role and be quiet and be happy with what he's getting.
I got it. I know what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
So, right. So as men,
mouth shut.
Women, we also have to stop that. Yeah. So men, we have to stop it too. Don't get it twisted. Now, when I say that more women cheat than men, there are different levels to the way that women cheat. They'll cheat emotionally, they'll cheat physically, whereas most men just cheat physically. It still takes a man being willing to accept that and be quiet and play that role that makes men better cheating partners than women. And men have to reject that as well.
It goes both ways.
It goes both ways. So I think, and even what he said about that, women would cheat emotionally, but that even goes to how we feel, because that's what we are. We feel. Men are more physical. Like you said, they cheat physically, but it's no different. Emotional cheating is the same as cheating, y'all. Just because you let the enemy get in, you got to guard your gateways.
Absolutely.
All that playing, that's my work husband, that's my work wife. I don't play that.
There's one more element to cheating that I don't think a lot of women recognize and appreciate, and it's the cheating when it comes to who you respect. Some women can have a good man and she can ask her husband something, or her consistent boyfriend, or whatever the case is, and he'll say the answer is A, and she will go check behind him to make sure the answer is A. Or she will take advice from someone outside of the relationship when the man said the very same thing to her. She doesn't listen to it from her husband or her spouse. She'll listen to it from somebody else. That is a form of infidelity too. Your man has the right type of stuff to where his decision making can be trusted, yet you still seek outside counsel in your man's face. Men do not like that, and some men simply will not put up with it. They'll either go silent or they will go outside the marriage. The cleanup woman looks real attractive when your wife disrespects your wisdom or your decision making.
And I want to address some things over here because we've got on the podcast.
On a different platform.
On a different platform. Yeah. And it's so true. He said, because she doesn't, what you were saying, he said, because she doesn't respect him in his role. And I say it all the time. For my sisters, and you've heard me say this before, sis, we are out of order. I could not agree with you more. A lot of us are out of order because instead of building our men up, we're too busy putting our mouths on it and bringing them down. And when a man has gone out there, especially brothers, out there in this world, in society, and they already got the world beaten up on it, and then they got to come home to your cackling mouth. Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear it. And we need to get back to doing, so we have to remember that a woman was created for a man, from a man, not the other way around. And a lot of sisters are too busy asking, what can he do for me? What can he do for me? When reality is, we're the ones that are supposed to be the help meet. They don't sit here and just cater to you. We're supposed to be the help meet. So we've got it wrong. And that's why we're all out of order. My take on it. Now, it took me some years to get to this point, but it's just facts. And that's
Well, we don't know what happened to Granddad, but
Somebody-
thank you
exactly,
so
that's
much
real
for
talk.
joining. It's real talk. It's real, and that wisdom I hope was insightful for men and
Very.
women.
Oh,
so
yes.
thank you for
Thank you,
sharing
Renee.
those
Thank
nuggets.
you.
We appreciate you
Man.
guys. I'm telling you, this is good stuff today.
I gotta say this. Hold on.
Yeah.
You need to write a book, sir. I don't know if you have. And sometimes
Yeah.
things are just dropped into my soul, but you really do need to write a book. And the other young gentleman that was on here before, the same thing. Or start a blog.
Tim.
Y'all need to start, because it's people having those, that needs to be shared. Thank you, really do. That kind of information, those nuggets need to be shared. Exactly. Are we teammates or opponents? We're supposed to be teammates, but in a lot of times, and I think we have to be careful. I think even in society norms, they've kind of put men and women like pitted against each other, and it shouldn't be that way.
Let's talk a little bit to Sylvester, because he's regretting right now getting married a week after he got married.
Why?
Well, why? Because see, I think people get married and have a misnomer that it's all about being happy all the time, and it's fun and it's games. It's about covenant and commitment. So before you even get married, you need to have counseling. You need to understand the ebbs and flows of a relationship. So
Yes.
we're interested to know what are you regretting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Kevin.
Kevin,
Thank you.
Kevin,
I
we
love
appreciate you
Kevin.
sharing.
Kevin, you need to come on here and talk to us.
Yeah, we just trying to figure this thing out, so we
And
appreciate
really
you sharing.
We've had you. We love you guys.
Hey y'all,
Appreciate
we
you.
want to remind you that we love coming on Talk Tuesdays, but honestly,
Yes.
this is not an everyday job, of course. I am a real estate broker in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. If you haven't follow Tanika Donnell Realtor
and the real title Tina.
We are here to help you with your real estate needs. First and foremost, it's God. But then we here to help you too.
Look,
God,
then these jobs.
then these streets here. But we are here to help, and we love talking about this because people need to vent, to talk, and to just sort things through. We have not even gotten to our notes today, but this is typically what happens.
Oh wow!
So
he told you.
Who told me
He
what?
said, I asked for those things and it never happened before or after. She's a manipulator. Okay, so I'm going to say this. If you've asked for those things before and after, then sometimes, why would you get married?
Why did you get married then?
Don't do it.
See,
don't do
he
it
said
that
something
long.
good. He said he saw the signs before
ignore
he
the
got
fact.
married. Man,
Don't.
don't do that, y'all.
Don't.
When God shows you the signs, believe. When people show you who they are, believe them. What's Facebook saying?
Really dude was like, did you go through the seasons prior?
You know we
Were
about
there-
the seasons.
There had to
Sylvester.
be red flag. There were red flags. 'Cause
Yeah, he said there were.
there were
Did you
flags.
all date at least a year?
He said her mother said he's a good man. Her mama might have been trying to get rid of him.
Hey Matt,
I'm
best
just
city to live
saying.
in Dallas or Houston is going to depend on you, because I've lived in both. They both have great things to contribute. I think Houston is more. When I was younger, I lived there and I was single. I was out there. Dallas to me seems more, kind of family
I'm sorry.
oriented.
Hey, shout out to
I like
Houston.
them both.
I can't do
It's
Houston.
more humid in Houston.
Houston's traffic.
And you got to play flood insurance. So for those reasons itself, Dallas wins.
Hold on. And not only that, Houston's traffic is a booger. I love what
Ooh,
Max said.
Max said, can you read it?
Stop trying to love the red flags out of people.
Sylvester, you would love to call in. Sylvester, you can't go on. You
Watch
can't.
them yellow flags too.
We're gonna try to get you on this one. We're trying to.
Yeah, he did.
Hold
He
on
did.
for the TNT podcast. We're coming on, Sylvester. We're gonna help you.
Yeah,
We're here for you.
Yes,
Everybody, please don't forget to hit the
follow,
thank you,
share.
Kevin.
That's
You're the
our man
hype
right
man
there.
for
That's
real.
it.
We forget that all the
Can
time.
you inbox his information so we can send him a
We
shirt?
appreciate you. 24 hour. I can't read that. 24 November 2nd or something. You're right. Yellow flags almost always turn to red. So what are the yellow flags that you should overlook, and what are the ones you shouldn't?
Ooh,
Anybody want to talk about that?
that's a good one. That's a good one.
Okay, hold on. I have to what?
Go to TNT Podcast and then you have to add.
We have to add you.
Okay,
Okay, we're
well-
gonna add you.
Hold on. We're gonna figure this
'Cause
out.
we want. Oh God.
That's the TNT.
Yeah, this is the TNT.
Hold on one
so
second.
we're gonna figure it
We're gonna
out.
get our producer to inbox.
Sylvester, not Sylvester. Okay, give us a moment. Our producer is helping us.
Yes,
Let's go back.
Yes, there he is. Right there. Invite.
Yeah,
Sylvester
Tim,
Moss.
we're gonna get you in a second. Bear with us, and Facebook.
Sam.
Don't forget Facebook.
Uh-huh.
We're trying to work all this out.
Girl,
Sylvester,
these mothers
invite
doing-
Sylvester. No, Sylvester.
Right there. He invited Mac. There we go. She got it.
Okay, we're gonna
Okay,
invite.
y'all.
We've invited them. We're going around the circle here. So now we're going to live TNT podcast here and inviting a couple people in. Sylvester, can you hear me?
Blessings, women of God.
Hello. We are. Hold on. We gonna turn it up. We don't know how to turn it up.
Y'all see me grab this battery,
Lord.
thinking it was my phone.
Oh Lord,
This is
listen.
shame. Y'all, I'm ready to go get my glasses.
Hold on. Oh, I got it. Okay, Sylvester, we can hear you a little bit better now.
You ladies are doing something amazing.
Thank you.
So many people need this right now because sometimes you come in a place in your life whereas you don't know who to talk to.
Right.
You know, you don't know who to talk to. The only person you can go ahead and talk to is just talk to God, put it all in God's hands.
Amen, brother.
And that's the position that I'm in right now. My thing is that I changed from the person who I used to be.
Ooh.
I just totally committed myself to the woman that I prayed for. Listen, who she is, who I saw to be in the beginning was whom I prayed for. And the most important thing as well, I mean, she smiles like my mom. She, has the resemblance of my mom. Sometimes she acts like my mom and stuff like that. And I know it comes from a place of love. And so people talk about this red flag. You don't see the red flags all the time. You don't. See, my father raised me to be a whore. Okay? Wow. And I'm a straight up
That's
person.
real. Whoa. Say that again. You think
I'm a very open and honest person.
Yeah.
First, you have to be honest with yourself.
You do.
I love that.
My thing was that I'm originally from the Bahamas. Okay? I got out of a relationship that I was in maybe about a little over 2 years or so. I met this lady with 6 children, and I raised them.
Wow.
So that was a very long relationship, and we were planning to get married, and the pandemic happened and things like that, or whatever the case would be. But I looked at it as a blessing as well, because if the pandemic didn't happen, God rest the souls of people that lost their lives, I would have ended up marrying a woman and continue accepting things that I was not supposed to be accepting, because accepted behavior never changes. As long as you don't speak out on certain things, you just keep accepting this version of a person that you're not going to be happy with, that disrupts your life and things like that, or whatever. Now, the wife that I have right now, like I said, I continuously thank God for this woman, because she was such an amazing person in the beginning. We were business partners first. After she expressed that she was developing feelings for me, I cut off the people that I was dealing with and just committed myself to her. I rededicated my life to Christ, because what I wanted was I wanted to build a relationship that I was having with her on the foundation of God. I wanted to do things the right way. She is a minister. She just carries the title. She shows this side of her to her friends and other people, but behind their back, she's not that person at all. And all of these things came out after we got married. The thing is that I'm actually her fourth marriage. This is I'm a fourth husband. And I didn't hold that against her. I didn't hold that against her that I'm a fourth husband, because people, when they hear that, they say, well, she was the problem, this, that, and the next thing, whatever. Now, she had one husband that passed away, okay? And you can't tell a person how long to mourn.
No,
Right.
You can't.
If you say that you love them, you got to be there for them emotionally and try to help them through this. But she still calls his mother her mother-in-law, even though I'm her husband now. Certain things just didn't sit right with me, or whatever the case would be. I still take care of her ex-husband's mother. I do this to this day.
Wow.
Anything that this woman wants, I'm there for her. She took me like as a son. But like I said, my wife, I just asked God to just give me revelation, just to expose her. You understand me? And God has been giving me those revelations. She's there's this other pastor who have interest in her and stuff like that. So he's always sending her pictures of his. He's not wearing any shirt and things like that or whatever. And the first time that I spoke with this man, do you know that I was able to discern who he was?
Immediately.
And everything that I told her about him, she said that everybody else says the same thing about her, okay, about this guy. And then these friends that she have, they're very jealous of her, because she vowed not to get married again, okay? She vowed not to get married again. So now that people see that she's married, her friends who are married as well, they are jealous of the relationship that we have. And she's playing into this game. She has one of her other friends who's a minister, gave her a book called Snakes in the Sheet. Why are you even reading that? You have to be careful of the things that you bring into your home.
Facts.
It destroys the love. Stop taking these opinions of your friends, because they're not happy for you.
Yeah, they're not.
Their marriages are so messed up. The husband is calling the wife out of her name, the wife calling the husband out of her name. I don't want that for us. And I just recently found out that her mother was married 4 times already. So this is a generational curse.
And see, that's something that people need to really, that's facts. Generational curses are real, and you have to break generational curses.
I get
some
that.
things only come by praying and fasting.
So can we get to a couple of things? How long did y'all date before you got married?
I came to the U.S. January 26th would have made a year. Again, like I said, we were business partners for about maybe 5 months before we actually transitioned into having a relationship, which I know was a short time or whatever. Okay, I should have taken more time to get to know her. But like I said, everything that I wanted in a wife, I saw in her. No issues, no arguments, no nothing. She was my peace. She had my back. I had hers. I didn't have a bill when I met her, but now that we're married, 2 becomes 1. Her bill is my bill. But it's hard to get 2 minds that operate as 1 and 4 hands that operate as 2. My thing is that she does not respect me as her husband because there's a lot of disrespect. And again, like I said, it came out after we got married. And my thing is that I always wanted to be a husband, and I believe in just getting married 1 time and 1 time only. But right now, I'm at the point where I leave it all in God's hands. If it works, it don't work. I'm just done trying, to be honest with you.
So let me ask you something. Are y'all in any type of counseling? How do you bring this up to her? Like, where are y'all with this? Trying to get help?
Okay, before the marriage, I said, first and foremost, I didn't ask her to marry me. She said that she wanted to marry me. Okay.
See, that proved my point, lady.
Yeah.
She said that she wanted to marry me. My thing is that the pastor who married us, she knows this lady. And I said to her, I said, before we do counseling, there's just 2 requests that I have. I want to get married in a church, and I also would love to do counseling before we get married.
Okay.
Again, there was no issues and stuff like that before this whole wedding. After we got married and the issues started or whatever the case would be, I said that we need to go ahead and do counseling or whatever. She said, do you want to go to the pastor that married us? I said, no, because something came in my spirit about this woman. Okay. So I said, we need to go to someone that you don't know and I don't know, because I want it to be an even play, a fair field, whereas a person won't be biased. She said, oh, I'm going to call this pastor, whatever. It never happened. To this day, it never happened. Because the thing is that once they start to say what the issues are, she don't want to be exposed. She don't want people to see her for who she really is. And like I told her, she has a very narcissistic ways about her, and she has a serious Jezebel spirit.
Yes.
She's a real manipulator, and I call her out on these things. You know what she said to me? She said, oh, we shouldn't have gotten married so soon because I don't know you and and you don't know me, or whatever the case would be. Stop using that as a band-aid because of your evilness.
Wow.
You have a prayer line. You know what I told her? I said, you need to step away from that prayer line right now and get yourself right with God, because right now you're playing with God, and I'm not going to support that.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, woo, there's so much. It's so much.
It's a lot to unpack.
Wife or no wife, I'm not going to play with God.
No.
So can I ask you though, when she basically proposed to you and you went along with this, at any point did you say, Lord, is this where I'm supposed to be? Is this your will for me? Should I move forward? Did you say this?
I went to God about it, just as well as when she expressed her interest in me. I said to her, I need you to put me before God. And if you get an answer from God saying that I'm that one, then let's just move forward.
You meant to just pray, put you before God, like pray, like, is this my husband?
Yeah.
Right?
My thing is, like I said, it wasn't all about the excitement of finding this person. But like I said, I always wanted to be a husband, and she checked off all the boxes before we got married. I literally checked off all the boxes.
Now, I'm going to tell you something about that. Sometimes I think that we can let our desire to be something so much that we start to overlook and run real fast to the things. Yeah. I know I had that happen to me, and I'm telling you, now I'm seeking God for everything. And he's got to say, that's him. That's him.
Yeah, I should have waited.
So in retrospect, you think like you moved too fast. You didn't really know her. For 5 months as a business partner.
You knew her representative.
Yeah. So then how long after that did y'all get married?
So when she told me, expressed how she felt about me, we dated for maybe about a month or so.
When we both at the same time.
Okay.
Don't jump back.
Dated for like a month or so and whatever. And she was like really consistent.
In a month, anybody can be consistent. In a
So I
month?
think this, like the lady said, this representative of herself.
Yeah.
Representative.
But like I said, I realized that she's definitely not. She can't be the one that God has for me. She really can't.
So this is, first of all, thank you for your
Wow.
transparency, because I don't
Hey,
think a lot of
Jordan.
people would admit to this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I moved too
Wow.
quickly. I didn't really
Wow.
hear from God correctly or whatever. So first of all, you thought she was everything you wanted,
Yeah,
but you really didn't vet it out in enough time. Would you agree or
Correct.
disagree?
correct. I totally agree.
So would your advice, are you giving advice today as in, yes, you may think somebody looks like a wife, but vet it for at least longer than a month? Like, seriously.
Listen, longer than a month right now, the position that I'm in, I should have waited a couple of years, to be honest with you. Because like I said, I just wanted to get married one time and one
See?
time only
See?
and build that marriage on the foundation of God. That's all I wanted.
Didn't
You know what
work
I mean? So like I said, I told her to put me before God, or she felt, she had this demeanor, like, she has this great relationship with God and this, that, and the next thing, whatever. Okay, so you love God, you trust God. But see, the problem is in relationships is that a lot of people know about God, but they don't fear him. You understand
Ooh,
me? Because
that's
they
good.
don't. They
That's
don't.
good.
They
That's
don't.
good.
And they
That's
don't have a
good.
they
head.
do so many things, right? They do so many things that's not of God, and then she drinks, she curses, she smokes, she do all these
Okay,
things.
whoa.
Again,
Okay, I want to stop. Hold on. I want to stop you for a second right there. Was she doing all those things when you were
no,
dating
she
her?
was not. No, she was not.
This sounds like the opposite of what happens a lot of times to women. This is crazy. So she only did that once you were married?
After we got married, like a week after, is when the problem started. And then I told her also, because she has a stepson that had this deceased, and not getting too personal. She had a stepson that deceased. She has his ashes in here. She has her aunt who passed away. She has his ashes in here. I understand that her husband who passed away, he probably got cremated, so his ashes probably stashed away someplace in this damn place. And that's why I say you have to be so careful of the things that you bring into your home.
Wow.
We're praying for you because we think you married a witch.
Yeah.
Man, listen to me. I ain't left it all in God.
Like, for real.
I will still continue to pray. I wash, I cook, I clean. She works hard, and I'm there for her. I take care of bills. I do all these things. So I couldn't really fathom as to why she is the way she is, but she only can be who she really is.
That's it.
So
Wow.
my takeaway is that, number one, we talk about, really, dude's been on our podcast a lot. We talk about, I've said this, but you got to date people through all the seasons. I am not lying. That's at least a year to really clearly understand who they are in every situation. Honestly, you just didn't give that enough time. I don't even,
agree.
you know what I'm saying? Because somebody can say, I'm going to stop smoking for, or not smoke around you for a good month. And we're going to put you on a prayer list. And
So I
y'all,
said you need deliverance.
like,
So, woo, child.
I mean, that's a lot to unpack.
It's a
with
lot.
that
Hey,
one.
you guys.
I mean,
hey,
I'm
it's
feeling
a
for you
lot.
right now
I
because
can-
that's a lot. I had to take my bun down. That just doesn't mess me up. Because I honestly think you were so excited about finding someone. You wanted to be married. You had a little checklist. She looks good. She talks good. She does wife stuff. This must be the one. But you really didn't vet that really with God. I'm not trying to be funny and I tell you what you didn't do. But there's no way, if you had been in your prayer closet, that God didn't give you some signs to say, like, slow down, this isn't the one, or don't rush so fast. In retrospect, would you please be honest? Did you have some red flags before?
No, I did not.
Do you think it's because you didn't have enough time?
I feel and I can admit that I should have taken more time
Yeah.
even when she proposed to me, because I've been engaged 4 times, 4 women proposed to me and stuff like that. I've never had a woman that I went ahead and I asked to marry me.
What is up
Okay?
with this
And
women
maybe-
proposing?
And maybe it's because of, well, this is back home. She was the first one that actually proposed to me since being in the U.S. But maybe back home because I'm very well known back home and stuff like that. And maybe because of people look at my lifestyle and they look at, pictures on Facebook and maybe photos on TikTok and stuff like that. But like I said, it is what it is. I'm a hardworking person. It's only God that has me where I'm at right now. You understand? I currently have 18 trades and stuff like that. It's only God that has me where I'm at right now. You understand? I currently have 18 trades and stuff that are very professional. jobs and stuff like that. And maybe some, they saw me as a crutch or some meal ticket or whatever. But like I said, I can emphatically say that I did not see any of those red flags in the beginning. I didn't see it at all.
Well, to MV's point here, he's like, you ain't got to stay in that. I mean, we're not telling you what to do. We're not licensed therapists at all. But my point is, if you feel like this was a huge mistake, you really need to seek God. But he's just saying, he says to you, look, man, you ain't got to be unhappy. Like, basically, you get to stepping if that's what you need to do.
Yeah, it's just a conversational piece right now because I left it all in God's hands and whatever the case may be.
That's place to be.
And that's all I can do right now because at the end of the day, even though we go through our issues, and I'm not making any excuses. No relationship is perfect.
Of course.
I'm not looking for anyone who's perfect. You made mention also that about beauty and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've had some really, really gorgeous women in my life, and what I've learned through my I've had some really, really gorgeous women in my life, and what I've learned through my woman that I can have on my shoulder.
Absolutely.
A lot of women need to get away from, I'm looking for a tall, dark, and handsome man, and he has But what I realized that God presents and he gives you what it is that you need and not just what you want. You understand me? So my thing is right now, I'm in the phase where I'm going to pray for my wife. When I'm going to pray for my wife over the issues and stuff that she has, I'm going to stand by my wife regardless of what it is and stuff that she's going through, because my wife did not have an easy life growing up.
Yeah, that's it. That's beautiful.
Being around her mother and seeing the type of mother that she has, because she doesn't have a relationship with her mother. You understand me? But she has some childhood trauma and some other traumas that she's going through. Yeah. And like I said, all I can do is just continue praying for my wife every night, every day, every
That's
hour.
beautiful. Because that's what God has called you to do as a steward over your home and as the head. So honestly, I'm happy to hear you say that. You don't throw away something because it doesn't work for you. You really pray your way through it. You need to seek God and ask for his will to be done.
Yeah,
but I'm excited that you have decided to say, I am going to pray for her deliverance. I am going to stand in the gap for her until prayerfully she can get herself together. But for other people out here listening to this, your advice is slow your roll, be prayerful, take a little bit more time to make an assessment if this one is for you or not. Would you agree or disagree?
I agree, and do not go on words, go on actions.
Amen.
Go on actions, because anyone can tell you anything. I went to see her brother in Brooklyn yesterday, and I was on Brooklyn Street praying for her brother because he's going through some things.
Yeah.
And I had a number of guys that were out there that were strung out on drugs. They came and they asked me to pray for them.
Wow.
So my thing is that if the relationship doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. Now I know what I don't want anymore. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I'm not going to let it deter me from being a happy husband. I'm happy. Like I said, we went through our little issues and whatever the case would be. Yeah. And after the Holy Spirit told me to just go home and pray with my wife, that's what I did. I cried
that's
to God
beautiful.
and prayed for my wife. And from then to now, she has definitely turned around and things are getting better.
Good.
That's awesome.
So like I said, I'm going to stand on the word of God. I'm going to continue talking about God. I'm going to continue and just bring that peace and love back into this home.
That's it.
Sylvester, prayer changes everything.
It does. It does.
So somebody on the other side said we're gonna be excited to hear your testimony. So we're believing God we're believing with you that God's gonna change your situation in a more powerful way so that your whole marriage can be a testimony for others and that we can be encouraged by what has happened.
Yes.
Because who was in the Bible, Libby? That his wife was a prostitute. You know what I'm talking about? Homer. Go. What chapter is that? Because he needs to go read that. What is it? Hosea. Hosea. Please go read that chapter tonight, because it talks about how God commanded him to stay with his wife in spite of his wife being a prostitute. I'm not trying to be funny say your wife is a prostitute, but the point is that regardless of what she was doing, God called him to be the man and to stay connected because that was his assignment.
Praise God.
You know what I'm saying?
Her mom called me 2 nights ago crying on the phone saying that she thanks God for her daughter finding a man like me and how God is going to use me to deliver so many upbringing.
Yeah.
So if God is just using me as a vessel right now to just bring them closer to Him, then it's going to be well worth it.
Absolutely. And it sounds like that's what's happening.
It is.
Yes.
It's definitely a testimony.
Wow. We are thank you for joining today. I don't think we've seen you on, but that's what's happening.
It is.
Yes.
It's definitely a testimony.
Wow. Thank you for joining today. I don't think we've seen you on, but it's been a pleasure to have you. And we want to hear, we really want to hear the updates on what's happening with you guys, if you want to share it. Okay.
Yes.
Definitely. Appreciate you ladies, and be blessed, man. Be blessed.
All right.
Be blessed.
Thank you so much. All right. Bye. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to figure this out. I think I did. He let go. He won't go. Woo, y'all. This has been good today.
It has.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Facebook. Do we got anybody from Facebook? Today.
It has.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Facebook. Do we got anybody from Facebook?
Yeah,
anybody from Facebook? Because we love y'all on Facebook. We really do. So is there anybody on Facebook that you want to?
No, that's it, you guys. I think
All right.
we're out of time. We're out of time.
All right, guys. We still didn't talk about none of these notes.
None of it.
But it's been great conversation today.
It has.
Y'all, thank you for tuning in. If you have not followed us, please hit the follow button as well as the bell so that you will know on whatever platform you're on when we're on live.
Yes.
So we're committed to being here every Tuesday at 12 noon for your lunch break for Talk Tuesdays.
Yes. And make sure y'all go and follow The Real Tyler Tina and
Tanika Donnell Realtor. And we would love to help with any of your real estate needs as well. And so next week, I don't know what we're talking about. Maybe we'll finish this, but it's going down, y'all.
we didn't go on any of the notes on the paper.
None
so
of
it don't
them.
matter.
Not one.
Not
but
one.
it was all relevant and needed to be heard today. So do we get
Shonda,
this?
hold on. I want to just, Shonda, definitely next week, would love for you to come on and share your testimony about your husband shot 5 times. And she wants
Like
to share
literally
with us.
shot you?
Yeah. So he shot her 5 times.
Listen, could you
Love to hear.
DM us? Because we want to talk about that. And are y'all still married?
Wow.
But God.
Wow.
Wow. Did y'all hear that? We're going to have a testimony prayerfully. Are you available next Tuesday at 12 noon?
Thank you, Envy. We appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate you guys so much.
Bye, you guys.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you for tuning in. And we look forward to seeing you on
Thank
next
you.
Tuesday, okay?
Tuesday.
Shonda, we would love to talk to you.
Please mark it. We would love to hear
We
your
want that testimony for sure. Okay? God bless
Love to
y'all.
hear it.
We'll see you next time.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Toodles.